Serious note, your Unit 1, Part 1 assessment can be found in modules, clicking on that one. And then the only link you can click on, here's the very, very important part. There is no submit button. So it automatically saves, and I can see everything. Even when you're not complete, I can see. So please forgive me if I send you a message saying, are you finished with your assignment? Because I don't want to grade it 5 times. Next time I will know to add a little question at the end that's like, hey, check this box if you are complete. But you live and learn. All right, so here's what happens when you click it. Notice mine says to continue the activity because I've already started it. This is a replay from last week. However, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it. So if you are 100% complete with your test, you can just kind of listen in the background, but I want to make sure at this point, if you are finished, your concerns now are, did I complete it to the best of my ability? Like if I say something about it and you're like, oh, I didn't do that, we'll go fix it. I haven't graded it. So that's what you're paying attention to now. I've not added the extra videos, but I plan on doing that after this class. I'm going to cut parts of this Zoom and things that I say to upload videos for how-tos. All right, part 1. I'm assessing, do you remember what domain and range are? Do you remember what it means to have a bracket and a parenthesis? So remember, a bracket means that at that spot you need a filled in circle or like a start to your line that's not open. Then you make your line or your curve, I don't care. The other end may need to be open, or your other choice is to make an asymptote and make it appear going close to it. It is completely up to you, but you need to make it work so that it fits between -8 and 3 for the domain and -3 to 5 in the range. And you saw what I did. You can erase the same. If you have to do it and erase it 5 times before you get it right, that is okay. This is a trial and error until you get it type thing. You don't have to, the first line you draw may not be perfect, and that's okay. But keep playing until it is, because you want it right. All right, you'll notice this saved from the last time that I did it, which was yesterday with my other class. For this one, you are just drawing a function that is increasing and then decreasing. You have the option to just freehand it. So this bottom one is just, if you don't like freehanding it, you can also make lines. So there's a decreasing and then it would be increasing. Okay, just make sure that it is in the correct intervals, increasing and decreasing. Okay. The next piece is creating a continuous piecewise function that uses a linear function and a quadratic function such that f of 2 does not equal 4. That's a lot wordier than it really is. You need a linear piece, y equals x. Any m, any b, so y equals mx plus b, you choose, okay? You need a quadratic function. Any quadratic function, you can make it go left 3, you can make it go up 2, you can make it go, I don't care. It can reflect whatever. But in order for it to be continuous, it has to be like touching each other. Here's what I mean. So let's say that this one is less than or equal to 1. And this one is greater than or equal to 1. Do you notice that, actually, I want to change that. I want to make this one greater than or equal to 1. Make this one less than or equal to 1. Do you notice that they actually connect? That would be a continuous piecewise function. Now, if you use this one, it is incorrect because f of 2 cannot equal 4. So if you notice, I go over to 2 and up to 4. And hey, that's a point on my piecewise function, and that is not okay. So this one would be incorrect. But that's the idea for this one. And then your last piece is making your own picture. So when you open yours, it'll be completely blank here. This is my example, and anytime that you want to look at what I did, you can either click on it on the graph. So like if I click that line, it highlights which box that is. Somebody's mowing outside. So if you hear the mower, I'm sorry. Okay. So, but if I click this line, it then boxes this line down here. That's a way to go back and look. If you want to see, how did I get that box shaded there? It's because I used an inequality instead of an equal sign. If I used an equal sign, there's no shading. If I used an inequality symbol, there's shading. No big deal. I'm not testing whether you can use an inequality symbol or not. So if you just keep it equal to and have no color on the inside, that's okay. So there's what it looks like with no shading. So that's up to you. But here are the outlines that must be true. You may not copy and paste from an image online. Okay? If you want to search some sort of clip art to get ideas, that is fine. So you search some clip art and you're like, hey, there's a smiley face. Hey, there's a butterfly. Hey, there's a snowman. Whatever, that's cool. But if you copy the equations exactly the same, please know that I will send you a message saying, hi, I found this exact project here. Therefore, you will not receive credit until you redo it. You'll get an email to your parent as well, letting them know the same is true. And so just keep that in mind, that I am checking for that. You also must use 3 different types of functions. That doesn't just mean 3 boxes here, because as you see, I used 14. I'm talking about, I used a circle, I used a parabola, and I used a line or a linear function. So you have to use 3. If you use more, that's fine. No one's stopping you. You got to use at least 3. You can use a square root function. You can use a cube root, a cubed, a rational. I don't really care what the function is, but you do have to use something else. So, and the last part, I'm going to go over how to graph a circle for you guys, so you can know how to use a circle, because it's actually really easy. There's 2 pieces of information that you need to know about a circle. A circle, so as long as you know where your center, where you want your center to be. So let's say I want the center to be 0, 0, because I want it, excuse me, right in the middle. The other piece of information you need to know is your radius. So like from that center, how far wide is it going to go out? So is it going to go out 2? Is it going to go out 4, 5, whatever. So let's say that I want mine to go out 4. Here is the formula. So if you want to write this down, screenshot it once I get it done. Okay, that is the formula, okay? So the center is actually HK. And then of course the radius is R. So for this example above, I'm gonna keep my X minus 0. Again, you're like, but I don't have to type that. You are completely correct. X minus 0 is just X. Parentheses help. Equals R squared. So yes, Desmos is smart. You can just put 4 squared. If you want to clean that up and just type X squared plus Y squared equals 16, because 4 times 4 is 16, same idea, okay? If I wanted to move it left, I put a +1. And if I wanted to move it down, so it's always opposite, it's also going to be a +1. And so that's how it moves left and down. So now notice my center is at 1, 1. Or sorry, -1, -1. Okay, the last part I want to show you is how to restrict domain or range. So for this one, if I only wanted the right half of the circle, I might restrict the domain to here. Notice it only gives me half of it. But if I want to restrict the top half, so go back and look at my candy or my ice cream cone, you'll notice that I did a top instead of a left or right. That means that I am restricting the range instead. So brace, let's say I wanted from 0 to 3. It'll show me the top half. You can also do both. So if I wanted X to be from -1 I can actually just stop there, but I could also say to 3 and do the same thing if I only wanted pieces. All right, so does that make sense for circles? I will be editing this recorded Zoom so that you will have this in video form. For the video form, I will do 2 things. I will send out a message in the inbox here saying, here are the videos. And secondly, I will update this page so that they are here. I haven't decided if it's one big video or I'm going to do multiple parts, but you can check here as well once I get the videos uploaded. Any other questions? Something I forgot? Something still not clear? The last thing that I do want to say while you're thinking of any questions, remember, I do have to post grades by Friday morning at 9 a.m. So if you have not done your project by then, you will see a note in the posting section saying that your project is due by Sunday night, and that is the reason that you have no grade associating with your pre-calc class as of right now, because this is your first performance assessment. Everything else has been practiced.